So, welcome everyone, and today I wanted to cover a topic of what is DevOps because I just realized that in my channel I haven't really spoke about what is DevOps, and the title of the channel is Pragmatic DevOps. So it just makes sense to dive deep, or maybe not so deep, but actually very shallow introduction to what is DevOps because we want to keep it pragmatic and fast. So, without further ado, let's get that introduction to DevOps getting done. And the first thing first, what exactly is DevOps? For those of you who don't know or just want to refresh their memory. And the DevOps, it's a combination of two words pretty much, development and operations. And it's not so much about this set of tools that we use, but instead it's a culture and a mindset and a collection of practices that help organizations to deliver their product and applications faster and in more reliable way. But pretty much in terms of what are the key principles of this is first of all collaboration. Developers and IT operation work together, and instead of the silos, they work as a team. Then, secondly, it's continuous integration and delivery or deployment, and basically it means that developers need to push their code frequently and get it tested and deployed in an automated manner. So instead of doing anything in a manual way, their goal is to have as much automated as possible. And the last but not least, monitoring the feedback. That's number four, to keep an eye on the performance and basically if those issues or features that you develop are being used, if your users are happy, and so on. Quick note about the history is that the DevOps were created somewhere around 2000, and it is really close to agile movement. And because of that, it's really hard to imagine how to work in a DevOps culture without the agile processes, so something like Safe or Scrums, and DevOps just goes hands in hand. And why it matters, as I said, that because of the way how we develop the applications, DevOps enables organization to quickly respond to the market changes and basically deliver better software in a better way and get this nice money back to themselves from their customers in a more efficient way. So, because of that, DevOps professionals are actually in high demand, and I can just say from my experience that the market is there and it's a great career path if you are interested in technology. But we'll come back to that a bit later. Uh, the DevOps lifecycle is the next thing that I wanted to really quickly to cover because you cannot talk about the DevOps without this diagram, and pretty much you plan what you want to do, you code, you build that application in an automated way, you test that everything is fine, and then it is the CD part of the structure. You release, you deploy, then you check how everything is working, and the final part you monitor if your users are happy about your change, and then it's all going back to the beginning with a plan. And if you work in an agile environment with sprints, for example, you plan your sprint, you do your work, you release, and then you monitor and plan the next sprint and so on. I hope there are no questions about this. So let's super quickly cover the DevOps tools and technologies in a very pragmatic way. And for DevOps, their popular tools can be split into different categories like version control, CI/CD, containerization, configuration management, and finally the monitoring. And those are some of the examples of popular tools that I may cover in this channel. And I already spoke about some of those, and maybe I will just expand more and more. But Those are the more of the interesting tools that you can use, and most likely you already saw more than half of those in practice already, or something similar instead of those. And obviously, when we speak about the DevOps and DevOps market that is present outside, it's almost always really closely linked to the cloud platforms. So Azure, AWS, Google Cloud Platform, all of those are really highly and tightly coupled to DevOps. And very often, instead of just saying that it is a DevOps professional or DevOps engineer, the title of the job can be something like a cloud engineer or the platform engineer, and there are many different ways to call it. And I will probably create a video or another about different titles and how they interact with each other, what are the difference, and if there are any difference at all. So now I want to focus on how to get started with the DevOps, and here it would be just a couple of hints and my tips. And basically, with the DevOps, I would guess there are three ways to do it. The very first one is to just you start fresh out of nowhere. Maybe you just graduated from the university or something like that, and you know that you want to tie your career path and your progression to DevOps. In that case, based on your basic and foundations, just follow the DevOps principles, learn some basics, so understand how to use your computer pretty much, and most likely you would operate in a Linux environment, so to know how to work with Linux is very beneficial. Then get your hands dirty, build some projects and put them into the GitHub, for example, is publicly available, and that way you kind of build your portfolio, and you can explain to your potential employers that, okay, that's what I've done, that's how I'm doing things, and you can see that I'm I really know the way around those tools. And finally, another good suggestion, especially for someone who just getting started, is to get certified. So look into the AWS or the Azure certificates and get them. They are quite easy to achieve, and they will look great on your resume. But there are two more ways, as I said, how to get started with the DevOps, and those usually, because as I said in the beginning of the video, that DevOps is a development and operations, you can get into the DevOps from one of those sides of things. So you could have started as a developer and get into the DevOps just because you wasn't really happy with how things are going into your company, and that's actually my way. That's how I get into the DevOps, and that was quite a while ago. But basically, I was the only person who wanted to work on pipelines and make everything automated, and I liked that process and just continued with this and moved through my career that way. Or another option is that you can get to the DevOps from the ops side of things. So you was a, system administrator and you want to do more or just operate your applications in a better way. And you jump into the DevOps and start building the monitoring tools and so on to automate things in a better way. And based on those two approaches, actually, the whole description of the job can change very, very much. But that's a bigger topic about the job and what we do as DevOps professionals. And I will definitely make a video about this a bit later. Most likely, it would be one of the next ones. So, because of that, I hope you enjoyed this very quick and pragmatic introduction to DevOps. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's stay in touch. So, write the comments, questions, or just how you like my videos. See you!